Most dive computers want to do one thing, dive. But the Garmin fēnix 8 wants to do more. It wants to track your swimming, your riding, your running, your bike rides. Basically wants to live on your wrist 24/7, and of course it wants to dive as well. But how does it compare to the other dive computers that we've been testing here at DIVEIN, like the Garmin Mk3i, the Suunto Ocean, or the Apple Watch Ultra? Hey everybody, Torben here from DIVEIN, the place where we test and review dive gear, give you the best dive destination, and help you become a better diver. Today we're looking at the fēnix 8 dive computer. We've been testing this one over the last few months, both on land and underwater, diving on liveaboard trips, dive trips, in the pool, and even had it in our dive chamber. In this video, we'll talk about how it works as a dive computer. We'll talk about how all of these sports watch and smartwatch features work, and we're going to compare it to some of the competitors that I mentioned before, like the Garmin Mk3i. That's not a competitor, but an alternative. Competitors like the Suunto Ocean and the Apple Watch Ultra as well, and some of the other dive computers. So once you're done with this video, you'll know exactly if the fēnix 8 is worth it as a dive computer smartwatch tracking, or if you should go for another version. So let's dive in. Before we get to the actual fēnix 8, quick announcement: here at DIVEIN, we test a lot of dive gear, and even though we love it, we can't use it all. So at some point, I'll let you know how you can get your hands on some of it. Out of the box, the fēnix 8 feels premium. We tested the 47mm version, but there's also a 43 and a 51mm size. That's really great if you want to prioritize battery life, or you want a smaller model on your wrist, so that you can really prioritize. You can see them here side by side. The 43 and 51mm is from the Mk series, or the Mk3i series, but it's the same size for the fēnix. So basically the fēnix 43 and 51 has the same size as the Mk series. The casing is titanium built, which keeps it light yet tough, and the screen is an AMO LED screen, which is really bright, colorful and crisp, and even in direct sunlight at the surface, right when you're finishing up the surface interval. On land, it's a touchscreen, but underwater you navigate with the 5-button push. I'll come more into how it works on navigating it underwater. Diving with the fēnix 8, because of course that's why you're here, that's what you want to know. It's limited to, well, it's depth rated down to 330 feet, 100 meters, but it only works as a dive computer to 130 feet, 40 meters. So really ideal for recreational diving, but don't mistake it as an entry-level dive computer. It's really a highly capable dive tool with all the features you would consider in a dive computer. So of course it covers all the basics, like your depth, your no decompression limits, your dive time, time of day, all of that, ascent rate warnings, temperature, you name it, everything you could consider in a standard dive computer. But there's more. You can customize your dive screen, choosing what kind of data you want shown, whether and where it should be displayed, and even which alerts should be active, so depth alerts, safety alerts, and so on. This is what we know from the high-tier dive computers as well. It's a fully nitrox capable dive computer, so you can even adjust the PPO2 limits. It's running on the Bühlmann ZHL-16C algorithm with gradient factors, so the standard algorithm that most technical divers is using as well. The fēnix 8 has a really good digital compass as well. So this is what we know from a lot of the other Garmin dive computers, with a 3-axis tilt compensated compass, which means no matter how you're turning it, it'll show you the heading. You can set your heading, you can set reciprocal heading, so 180-degree turns, but you can also do 90-degree turns, and that's only Garmin that's actually giving us that. And then navigating the actual fēnix 8 when you're in dive mode is straightforward. It's a 5-button push, so you know you have one to select, one to go back, one to go up and down. Easy to do, and most importantly, because you're using this one every day for your daily life, you know exactly how it works underwater. So changing settings is straightforward. In terms of dive modes, it's a recreational dive computer, so it has single tanks, it has nitrox modes, but it does not support the same technical dive features as some of all the other Garmin dive computers does. So you're limited to the 40 meters, 130 feet recreational dive computer. All in all, what we're seeing here is a top-tier recreational dive computer that does everything it needs within that limit. If you're looking for more depth, you got to look at the other Garmins, or even the Suunto Ocean that we're going to be covering later on. So it is a top-tier recreational dive computer with all the limits. It does not have air integration, so that's the thing you're missing out. And then, of course, it doesn't have all these technical dive features. If you're looking for that, it's other dive computers you need to look at, like the Smartwatch, the other computers in the Garmin series, or the Suunto Ocean. But where the fēnix 8 really shines is above water. It's more than just a dive computer. It can track all your health, the sports, everything in between that. So you got your health recovery metrics like the body battery tracking that tracks your energy throughout the day. It tracks your heart rate, stress level, sleep data, activity, and it gives you a really good data of your body, of how much you've been working out, what you need to do. In terms of sports and fitness tracking, it supports 100 activities: trail running, cycling, swimming, skiing, strength workout, indoor, outdoor activities, you name it. It can do everything. And then it offers training analytics, including your VO, your max training load, endurance scores. It can help you slow down your pace if you're running. It can help you boost whatever you're doing. It's really, really good at that. It gives you precise GPS. Compared to all the other Garmin dive computers, this is the most precise GPS readings, the most precise sports activity, so it's better at tracking all these functions. In terms of smartwatch functions as well, it has the Garmin Pay, so you can pay at stores, just flip it and you pay. You can do smartwatch notifications, so messages and so on when it's paired to the phone. And same with that, it has a microphone and speaker built in, so you can do calls again when it's paired to the phone. And you can even do voice commands, so start a training, start a timer, and so on. The microphone and speaker is not the best we've tried. You can relay a message, but you can't really have a full conversation. If you want that, you have to move to Apple Watch Ultra or the like. You can start, stop music. So it really has all the smartwatch features, but it's a bit more basic than the Apple in terms of the smartwatch features. Then it's much better at tracking than the other Garmin series. So that's a kind of good mix in between. If you want to know exactly how it compares to the other ones, we have a full guide up on this as well, where we're comparing the top 6 best smartwatch, sports watch that are dive computers as well, so check that one out. We go a bit more into details. The fēnix 8 has apnea modes, so you can do free diving, diving down, and it tracks your surface intervals, your dive times, your depths, and all that. It gives you vibration alerts as well, so you know how to be safe. So if you're nearing your max depth, or if you're not doing enough surface intervals, it will alert you. Battery life, Garmin fēnix 8 can do up to 29 days in smartwatch mode, but it really depends on how much you're using it. Keep GPS tracking, compass and so on uses more. In our pressure chamber while diving, it did last 46 hours, so that's really a lot. Garmin is not giving us a dive time on it, so we don't really know how much to expect. On a liveaboard trip with around 15 dives, we started at 100% and ended at 11, so more than you will ever need for any dive trip, but of course bring your charger just in case. When we're comparing the fēnix 8, a good alternative would be the Mk3i. That's the technical dive computer. It can do everything within the technical world, but it's not as precise as within the tracking as the fēnix 8, and it doesn't have the same like the microphone. That said, you can really do a lot the same. Price-wise, the fēnix is a better place. Transmitters, you have to do the Mk3i. So really, Mk3i can do almost the same, but the price and the precision of the fēnix 8 is standout. When we're looking at the smartwatch capabilities, fēnix 8 versus Apple Watch Ultra is really where we want to be looking, because Apple Watch Ultra is a better smartwatch, has a lot of better features on it. fēnix 8 has better precision in the activity training and much, much better than the Apple Watch Ultra. The Apple Watch Ultra is a smartwatch, not a dive computer, but it has a dive computer app that has a monthly or yearly subscription. fēnix 8 has all the data you need for diving, so this is really smartwatch features. You go for the Apple Watch Ultra. Sports watch features, fēnix 8 for diving, both do the same thing, has the same depth limit. When we're looking at Suunto Ocean, I think that's a good comparison as well. It has a 60 meters depth limit. You can do multi-gas, so it has a bit of overlap to the technical. You can also do air integration. In terms of activity trainings, the fēnix is way better and it's easier to navigate. This is, we could spend hours comparing that, but we've done a full video comparing the top 6 best smartwatch dive computers. I really encourage you to check that one out as well. Now, final verdict here for the Garmin fēnix 8. It's not trying to replace the technical features from the Garmin, but it's really doing a lot in terms of the activity training, and it's trying to put in some smartwatch features, not really doing it perfect. For recreational diving, for an active person, it outshines all of the other dive computers. Within the diving, it has the recreational dive limit, which kind of puts some divers away. But if you're never going to be doing technical diving, works well. No air integration, that's a downside as well. All in all, standout sports watch that you will love. Just keep in mind the limits. Now for the giveaway, you have to do 3 simple things. First up, like this video, subscribe to this channel. Second up, in the comments below, tell us what you think about the Garmin fēnix 8. Would you consider buying it? What do you like and what do you don't like? Last but not least, in the first link in the description takes you to DIVEIN.com, where you can find our newsletter. Subscribe to that one because that's where we'll announce the winners of the giveaway, so make sure you read the emails as well.